Welcome to my Safe Gayven. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another review here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. As you can see, I have another special guest who's been on the channel before. If you saw my review for B-Boy Blues, you already know him. If you follow him on TikTok, because he has a huge following, way bigger than mine.
Oh my gosh.
you would know who he is, but introduce yourself, Robbie, really quick.
I am Robbie Ector, also known as Double Minority on the internet. On my platform, I talk about everything Black, LGBT, and in between. So a little bit of pop culture, a little bit of politics, a little bit of history, just a little bit of everything. If it has to do with being Black and being gay, or anything related, I'm there. I'm there for it.
So yeah, if you couldn't tell from the title of the video, we are talking about Love, Victor Season 3. I reviewed seasons 1 and 2. Click the little description box that's going to pop up here if you haven't seen that. So yeah, we're going to be talking full spoilers for what I found out when I was watching the show is the final season of Love, Victor. I did not know that the show was done. I was like, I was told by if you guys are fans of Sharonda from Pay. I was Sharonda from Pay or Wait. She's the one that hit me up, was like, yeah, it's the last season. I was like, get the fuck out of here. So
yeah,
I'm a little hurt, but yeah, we're gonna talk full spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Right before I was at the last episode, I saw something that was like, "Oh, this is the last season." I was like, "The last season," and so it made sense in my mind though. Like when I thought about the season, I was like, okay, and so that made me curious to see how they were gonna do the last episode because, like I said, I found out right before I got to the series finale.
Nah, I found out like right before I started watching it, and I was like, even before I started watching, I was like, "There's no way this is gonna be the last season. That's way too much for them."
Right.
But anyway, let's get into it. But before we like fully dive into the spoilers, give your like first initial like thoughts of this season and the show overall, since you know you haven't.
Yeah. So the show overall, I feel like it's very much one of those shows. It's something for the kids. Like this is something for LGBT youth that's like really coming into their own. It's just like a very cute show. So with that being said, I take the show seriously as far as representation and knowing that it is needed for LGBT youth. I wish I would have had a show like Love, Victor when I was younger. You know, I had shows that were more geared towards adults, but it was still really helpful, such as Noah's Ark. And I think the show is important and is necessary. Now, with that being said, do I always agree with some of the decisions that the show makes? And does the math not math a lot of the time on this show? Yes, but I'm willing to take those sacrifices because I know how much I know how important representation is. That's kind of how I feel about Love, Victor.
And what about this season in particular?
This season, I did not necessarily like that much. There were some things I liked, but I don't think it was the strongest season by far. I still feel as though I really like season 2.
Season 2 is my favorite. Yeah. Out of all the 3 so far. Yeah.
I feel as though
I say so far like there's more. Yes. Out of all the seasons, season 2 is my favorite.
Yeah, season 2 is definitely still my favorite. I think that this season kind of suffered from, oh, we found out that this is going to be the last season, so we got to figure out how to close it and how to wrap it up. I don't know if they were able to do that in the best way or if they had enough time to do that. And I feel like that kind of is reflected in the end. I feel like there's still a lot of questions that I still have. I feel like arcs weren't completely finished, and there was more to explore with certain arcs. There were certain stories that just started. This, like, by the time you get to a series finale, usually you're closing up storylines that started before. We got some news, developments and storylines this season. So yeah, it wasn't my favorite season, but again, I felt like it was important for representation purposes, and I'm glad that they at least got to tell another, they didn't just say, oh, it's canceled after we got season 2. I'm glad they at least gave them another season to be able to wrap everything up.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that the writers and the directors, the showrunners period, did not know that this was going to be the last season. And I'm actually curious of why Disney, because they're homophobic, but like why they canceled Love, Victor. Like, I'm like, I need to look it up. Like, what were the ratings? Like, were people not watching? I thought people were watching Love, Victor, which is why I got renewed for 3 seasons.
Yes.
So I'm a little curious about that. So with that, like, yeah, it definitely felt like the show, like, to me, it ended on a hollow note. And going we're not talk more specifics yet, but like I definitely feel like overall, like especially compared to like season 2, like this season just felt very rushed, and then it wasn't as topical. They didn't get as deep as they did in like season 2 on certain like race issues and other things like that. I feel like this season was like very cutesy.
Yeah, and they tried to, but I think that it wasn't handled in the right way, or it didn't get handled as good as it
did. Because yeah, I felt like it was handled way better last season.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, like I feel like a lot of the characters, like because they tried to rush everything, like I think of fuck, why am I drawing a blank on their name? But Mason Gooding's character and his girlfriend, the one that was dating Victor for the first season.
Andrew and Mia.
There we go.
Mia.
Like okay. They didn't really have much to do with that, like especially Andrew's character. Like he
didn't have a lot to do at all. It was kind of like he was just Mia's support.
Yeah, he was just like he was just there. And then I felt like the storyline between like not that's Stranger Things. I'm drawing a blank on all these characters' names.
Lake.
Yeah, Lake. And the girl that I was
her
like,
lesbian lover.
I kind of feel like that came out of nowhere. Like
that's what I was saying too. And at first I was like, is she just claiming to be? At first I was kind of like, is she just going along with this because she knows that what's his face, like that she broke up with Felix. She broke up with Felix. So I was like, is she just doing this to like make Felix think that she's like like at first I didn't think she was like LGBT for real. And then it came out that okay, she was just nervous or whatever the case may be, and she actually was with the girl. Now I think their relationship
I feel like they could have developed that more.
Right. Or they could have explored her uneasiness. Because it did seem like, well, I had no indication that this character was a part of the L, the G's, the B's, and the T's before this season. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay. Where did this come from? And then if she was interested, it didn't feel, at first I was thinking it was like, okay, well, she didn't know how to, because she's never been in a, lesbian relationship before. So she was kind of nervous about like how to go about everything. But that didn't quite seem to be the case. It was like other things like going on at home and personal issues and stuff like that. So I was just kind of like, okay, but I think that they were a really cute couple.
Yeah, I do, but I like the lesbian representation. I do still kind of wish that maybe at least tease that maybe she was interested in women beforehand. Or as opposed to just like, all right, you broke up with Felix, and now we need some, because that's what it felt like. We need something else to do with this character because now Felix.
Now that she's not with Felix. And how did you feel about Felix and his relationship with
Pilar?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I felt because I was like, he feels like he's mad older than her. Like,
well, I mean, that's the thing. It was big. It's weird because it's like your brother, like this has been your brother's best friend for so long, and y'all all like were in the house together. Y'all were all good good friends, and it was. I think Felix is a good guy, and if I would want Pilar to be with somebody, it would be somebody like Felix, because as we all know, like. Felix is like one of the coolest characters on the show. He's very likable, really enjoy him a lot. But at the same time, it was kind of like, dang, did y'all just have to, again, like you were saying, like, okay, well, we got to stick her with somebody before the season ends or develop this. But I think what was more interesting about that relationship was what she was dealing with her parents. And can I just say, like, the parents on this show, they just don't come off as like, there's no way in real life that my mom, when I was in high school, is going to like go to a church. What was it, like Gay Parents Anonymous? Like that's what I was reading. Like
yeah, it was like PFLAG.
Yeah, and then hook you up. Then
with somebody in
the church.
But wait, let's rewind a little bit before we even get to that. Let's now that we gave initial thoughts, let's go to the main thing that I kind of want to talk about, the start of season 3, because we know season 2 ended on the cliffhanger.
Right.
Who's Victor gonna choose? Is it gonna be Raheem or Benji? And then it ends, right? And I was just like, oh, come on. And I'm like,
we knew who that man was gonna choose.
Nah, when you get to the opening, when you got to the opening of season 3 and that door opened and I saw it was Benji, I was super hot. I was so mad. Oh, I was too mad. I did not like. I was like
again.
As soon as I saw Benji open the door, I was like, all right, fuck this season. I don't even want to watch that. I was ready to turn it off. I was so mad because I was like, Benji is like basic, and I really, I really liked his chemistry with Raheem.
Yeah, me too. I felt like they had way better chemistry. And Victor is a white. Let's just be honest. Victor is the white man's sword. Like we just gonna be clear here. Victor was not looking any like every relationship he had or every hookup or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, we ain't really see him mess with nobody else. Like
nobody,
not even somebody else Hispanic.
Right.
Which that's also something that kind of rubs me the wrong way about the show. Like I get it's not literally Atlanta, but it still takes place in the Atlanta area ish.
And there's so many Black people in Atlanta.
Yeah, and the South period, like Georgia, like, and I'm like, for the show to be like Atlanta-esque, because I think it's a fictional town, but even still, I was like, ain't that many?
Where are the people? Where are the POCs?
Yeah, ain't that many Black folk? Ain't that many POC? And I'm like, this is not like Atlanta's majority Black. So I'm like, what is going on with this town? Like,
it didn't read that way at all. And that's why I say, like, when I'm looking for like authenticity on certain levels and stuff like that, that's why I say like this is a show that's good for representation. But then like when I expect, I'm not looking to be like, oh, Victor, I love Victor deserves a Emmy or a Golden Globe or whatever. They might get a GLAAD award, but when we get to that kind of level,
but not to diminish the GLAAD awards, but like if you have,
I'm saying,
if you got any character that's gay in there, you're gonna get a GLAAD award.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not to say anything. Like I expected to be nominated, and I want to see them win, especially for their representation. That's why I said the GLAAD awards and stuff like that. Not saying that it's a bad thing to get a GLAAD award. But yeah, like what you were saying with it being Atlanta, the parents, to me, that also was kind of like, even with the birth control situation, like it wouldn't have went over that well. I mean, I guess it's nice to have parents who are understanding on the screen, but at the same time, it's kind of like, ain't no parent gonna be like.
I feel like they didn't really, because remember the father wanted to take the door off, take
her door off the hinges.
Yeah, and the mother kind of talked, and even the mother was upset about. So
true.
So, I mean, so that didn't go over well. So I would say
And the thing is, and then Pilar had the pills, so that means Pilar was ready to
Of course, that's why she said she had. That's why she said she had the birth. She said just in case. I was taking it just in case we had sex.
I was like, Pilar.
And I mean, to be fair to Pilar though, like she's at least being responsible.
That is true.
A lot of teenagers. And let's be honest, like a lot of us that are born, like a lot of us are mistakes. Like our parents didn't intend on having us. They just happened to be irresponsible, got pregnant, and just didn't get rid of us, didn't get rid of the abortion. So, or didn't abort us. So, but at least, she was being responsible, because let's be honest, like once you hit puberty, you ready to have sex, and she's like 15, 16. So I know people that were having sex at 15, 16. So
yeah. And speaking of that, Victor,
victims are full on bottom. So
what do you mean? He was okay. So Victor going out, hooking up, like going off train. And I liked it how they explored, like you do go through that promiscuity era when you are young, and
no bottom shaming. I'm not shaming. I'm just saying, because they did show, like every time he hooked up with somebody, he was
No, he said that they weren't penetrating. It was just
no, but we at least saw him having sex with Benji, and Benji was always like when the mother walked in and whatever, like they were always when they were having sex, Benji was the one that was topping him.
So I mean, leave Victor alone. But my thing is this, like the Poison Ivy thing. How did you feel about the Poison Ivy storyline when he had caught the Poison Ivy underneath the boys? I'm just kind of like, did y'all not know y'all had like a Poison Ivy just up under the shed like that?
I mean, I wouldn't expect Victor to know, because it wasn't his house.
Yeah, that is true. But the boy, I guess, well, maybe if Victor was on the bottom, look.
Exactly. That's why he got Poison Ivy.
Is that why Victor got the Poison Ivy?
And the other guy, apparently, I mean, we don't know if he did or didn't, but because we didn't see him. But like, yeah, the victim was on. And victim was on the ground.
They kind of threw that dude with the other dude. The victim.
It was random. It was random. It was like, okay, here's one gay guy. Here's another gay. Let's put them together. Even though I don't think that guy. And
then they threw Raheem with that waiter, which we finally got a Black gay person on the show. I was like, thank God.
Even though he barely had lines.
He barely had any lines. But I was like, I think that
I was like, I'll take it.
Benji, I mean not Benji, but Raheem was too good for Victor. Victor did not deserve Raheem. Like, let's be honest.
No, I do. I feel that Victor is definitely
Victor's
definitely a fuck boy.
Right. I was just about to say that.
But I still, based on like the relationship that they had in season 2, I liked the two of them together. It's just the way they wrote Victor this season. I was just like, all right, Victor. Like,
and sometimes I really don't feel like I fully know who Victor is as a character. Like, it's been 3 seasons. It's kind of like I do, but I don't.
Yeah, no, not really. And then the thing that annoyed me is like, after because Benji, like, he has a whole host of problems. Like, he need to get his shit together. He don't need to be with nobody. And so when he made that decision to be like, Victor, I can't be around you right now because I'm dealing with my alcoholism. It's the thing that upset me, because you had Raheem like waiting for Victor, pining over Victor.
Right.
And it wasn't until Benji like pushed him away. Now all of a sudden he wants to hang out with Raheem and I miss you. You only miss him because Benji is ignoring you. Like, get the fuck out of here. Victor was hella trash.
And then they tried to tease that something might happen between Raheem and Benji. Were you picking that up?
I was like, I hope they don't. I hope they're not about to do this.
I'm glad they didn't, but I felt like that's what they were trying to hint towards when they were doing the whole tutoring thing.
Tutoring thing. Yeah, I thought they were going to go that route too.
Right, but then at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, then what was the point of that storyline? Just for Benji to grow as a character and to get over his... And then even some of the dialogue this season, like, I forgot what some of the stuff, especially Raheem's dialogue, like, they try to incorporate like gay lingo and stuff like that into it, and it was just kind of... It kind of fell a little flat.
I mean, overall, the show has had a lot of like fantastical situations that you're just like, okay, this is not realistic, period. So I mean, with the dialogue, I'm like, it's been a staple for the show, period. Because I'm like thinking of moments of like season 1 and 2 when Benji and Victor first got together, and they're like making out, about to have sex at work, and their boss walks in on them. They're like, whoa, like, I'll come back later. Get the fuck out of here. If you at work and your boss walks in on you about to have sex, either one or both of y'all getting fired. Right. There's no like, oh, tone it down, guys. I'm like, and that happened a couple times where the boss will walk in on them, making out and all that shit. Like, there's no way they wouldn't have gotten fired. So like, I said,
but the kids like that kind of that they love shipping and the romance, the fantastical romance.
But that's fine. It's no problem shipping. But I'm just saying, overall, like, there's been a lot of like just fake scenarios and or instances where it's like that's not real life. So like, even with the dialogue, like, that's just a thing for the show. So I kind of forgive it in a sense.
True. Now with the ending with Benji getting on the with Benji, showing up at the end and them getting on the Ferris wheel, do you think they just wanted to have that moment because that's how Love Simon kind of ended?
Yeah, that's definitely how, because they wanted to call back to the Love Simon, because Simon was on the first 2 seasons, but he wasn't in this season, so that's their way of still connecting it.
So back to Love Simon.
I was like, I thought it was cute.
Yeah, but I don't believe in Simon. And,
but it wasn't. But I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was earned by the end. I
don't believe that Victor and Benji, y'all got on that Ferris wheel, but I feel like in 2 months y'all not gonna be together.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. Like, that's why I was like, it wasn't earned to me, because like Victor and Benji, like, they were cute for like your first crush, first time you had sex, but like, I don't see them. And obviously they're teenagers, they're not going to be endgame or whatever, but like, I still don't see them as like long term. Like you said, they're going to be broken up in like 2 months.
Yeah.
I wish they would have did more with Raheem. And even if they weren't would put Victor and Raheem together, I wish Raheem got more story. Like, they introduced this character in season 2. They felt like he was going to be a major character.
We saw his family.
Nah, well, let's talk about that first of all. Yeah. I don't know who the actress is that played his mother. That I don't know if she's actually Iraqi, but that accent sound terrible.
Terrible, yeah, it was bad.
I was like, I think she's Hispanic in real life. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't
remember it sounding off.
Like I said, I don't know who the actress is. She may I look her up. She may end up being because I couldn't, like, when I IMDb the cast of the show, I didn't see her in the list. But I'm like, I feel like I've seen her before. But either way, that accent was garbage. I was like, they couldn't find an actual like.
And then they had the storyline with his uncle.
Yeah, the uncle.
Yeah, who was in town, and how and then they tried to like have him have that moment. Well, not try, but he had that moment with Victor talking about how Victor is the type of gay who I guess he's not. He's more masculine presenting, right?
Victor's more masculine.
Yeah, Victor's more masculine.
But Raheem is more flamboyant, and so he's trying to hide his uncle. But I felt like there should have been a moment where maybe he came out to his uncle or whatever, like, because I kind of feel like that didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, and then they used what was it, Pilar as the stand-in girlfriend, and stuff like that. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like it was a really good story to explore. But I feel like it was never really. It was very. It was very. Well, he did tell his mom that he wasn't gonna like continue. He wasn't
gonna do it again. But the uncle was already gone, so it was like. It's kind of like.
But sometimes that's how it be in real life too. Like sometimes with certain family members, it's like it's not worth the battle because like you only here for a couple of months. I ain't got time for it.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but this isn't real life. It's a storyline. So if you're gonna, if you're telling me it's like what did you accomplish by telling me that story? Not really.
I guess that well, he already had left, but I guess the fact that he stood up and said he was never gonna do it again, even though we never get to see that.
Yeah, so that's my point though. So like, I don't know. But
look, I'm trying to throw the show a bone, please.
No, I liked season 2. I really liked, and I liked season 1, but this season it just felt.
And season 2, it was just so the relationship between him and Raheem was so organic, kind of to me.
Yeah, and even just the conversation of like when they had with like Victor and Benji, where it's just like you don't understand, like you come from a regular white household, like you don't understand what it's like being a person of color. Yeah, and then even him and Raheem connected in that instance. Like, yeah, Benji's white, like it's things that he don't get. He comes from a liberal white, but I do like that we found out that his parents weren't all progressive as we thought, because like the father not even wanting Benji to be gay and not even wanting like trying to get rid of Victor and like blaming like Victor, oh, your relationship with my son is the whole reason he became an alcoholic, and then you found out it's like, no, you're the reason that he's a fucking alcoholic, like because you're trash.
That was nice. I did enjoy them exploring that more this season as well. And I think with Victor as a protagonist, what I do like, because Benji was already gay and Victor was kind of finding himself. So I like that it wasn't that like, oh, do you feel like Victor spends a lot of time chasing Benji, or do you feel like it's the other way around?
No, I think Victor chased, because I don't think Benji was really chasing after Victor that much. He was like, no, I need to focus on trying to get better. And the only reason, obviously, he eventually went back to Victor and he was like, no, like Victor, you make me better or whatever. But I feel like Victor was the one like really being like chasing
for 3 seasons
and being pushy about it, more or less, like
for 3 seasons.
Yeah, kind of like he wasn't accepting like, okay, he has this whole like he's an alcoholic and he has this issue, like, yeah, he needs to, he was more or less making it about him instead of saying like, okay, I'll be here for you. Know that, I want to be with you. Don't think that this problem or this issue is going to make me think any less or any different of you. I still want to be with you, but at the same time, I'll let you, do this and whatever, and I'll be here when you're back, whatever. But it's like, no, it's about me. You don't like me. And granted, they're teenagers. I get it.
Right.
Still, I don't know.
And that's another thing, like I said, it's for the kids. Cause like, your teenage love affairs or whatever the heck was going on. And I felt bad for the other white boy that he got with. He made an effort to try to be with Victor, and Victor's like, yeah, no, I don't. Wait, oh yeah. But the boy told him at first that he just wanted to hook up, right?
Yeah, at first, but then he was like,
yeah. So I think by that point, Victor was like, over.
But then remember, he came back and was like, I kind of like you, Victor.
Right,
like,
but I'm saying at that point, it's like, oh, now you like me. I thought I'd been to the clinic,
but still, he done let him on. Like Victor's like, okay, we could try. Like, Victor's like fuck boy, trash. Like, all he want is Benji. You got Raheem right here, who's a better man. Now you got this other guy like trying to, but he came to the show and all it like.
Then had like invited that boy over just to try to be super saver gay. That annoyed me so much. And
Yeah.
then gonna say, oh, well, I know the trick. I was like, oh my God, Victor.
Yeah, I heard your grinder go off.
Yeah, like, excuse me.
But no, but I kind of get like, because he wanted to be what Simon was for him.
But nobody asked you. You reached out to Simon, Victor. Nobody asked you, sir. Like, that boy was doing just fine.
Oh, was he though? Because
he was doing fine at the end. He was booed up with they threw him with the boy.
Yeah, he ended up being fine at the end, but that was after Victor already confronted him about being gay.
Confronted him about, yeah, but at the same time, that's
and sometimes, and I mean, sometimes that's what you need. I mean, granted, that's not to say, because
he did kiss Victor out of nowhere. I was like, look, and as down bad as Victor be, I'm surprised Victor didn't go for what he know.
Kiss him back, because Victor stay horny.
That wouldn't have surprised me one bit.
But like, because I think about my situation of like how I came out the closet, and I've talked about this plenty of times, but like I never came out. I was outed. Because somebody I went to high school with, we ended up going to college together, and she was dating somebody that she knew was bisexual, and for whatever reason she thought that he was cheating on her with another man. And not only that, but she thought I knew about it and didn't tell her. And I'm just like, as far as I know, like I was like, he's not cheating on, because I was also close with him too, and I was like, he's not cheating on you, or if he is, I don't know anything about it. And she didn't believe me. She's like, you're supposed to be my best friend, yada yada, and you keep this secret from me, yada. So anyway, she went and told our circle of friends that I was gay and that I had a crush on somebody else in that circle. He was straight, but I never told him, obviously, because I knew he was straight. And so that made our relationship awkward, but it was everybody else's lack of reaction when she told everybody I was gay that kind of made me go, oh, so maybe it's not that big of a deal.
And this was in college?
This was in college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was 19. I was 19 at the time. So I say all that to say is, while she's still a trash person, that experience of somebody being confronted and more or less being outed, that kind of helped me
be more open.
Call myself Black Gay Comic Geek on the internet. So
right. So, because I mean, I guess the boy didn't think that people knew he was gay. And it was like, sir, Victor clocked your T.
Yeah, so sometimes that's what you need. Like you need somebody, because at least in Victor's situation, he came at it from a more like endearing, like it wasn't like he was trying to out him. It was just like I know what you're going through. I've been there, and I'm if you need somebody to talk to, like I'm here. So
I'd have said, Victor, if you don't mind your business and let's finish this assignment.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, but he did the step a little like the way he handled it was like,
yeah, it was like, girl, sit down.
Yeah, but what are you about to say?
So I like I said, I like season 2. This season felt a little rushed. I'm still upset with how they did Andrew. The situation with Mia and her dad and the baby, because at first she didn't want to leave, and then all of a sudden, and I guess like going back home and being with the baby, she was kind of like she had to change her heart with the quickness.
Yeah, like, and part of that is, I don't know if it's because like they knew this show was going to be like, because obviously if there was going to be another season, they're not going to take Mia away. So I feel like that was just their way of trying to wrap up her storyline. But at the same time, I still feel like it wasn't really, because like they made Mia storyline, Mia and Andrew, like they were the storyline. So like, I don't know, like it didn't feel like, what's the word I'm trying to use? Like authentic, more or less.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Like,
yeah, and it did show that Andrew, and I guess his growth as a character was him becoming more selfless and like really being there for Mia when compared to like seasons 1 and 2, like when he was like the more.
But I feel, but in some ways though, but even then, like I feel like even when he was he was always about Mia. He always had feelings for Mia. Like Mia was the one he wanted to be with. Like even when Victor and Mia were together, he was like, I want to be with her. Like. So it's always been about Mia for him.
Yeah, and meanwhile Victor was pining over
Benji while he was with Mia. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like we've all, at least I've been there dating, thinking I
haven't. No, not I.
Oh well, I've been there dating the women, thinking I was like, oh, it's a phase, I'll get over it or whatever.
Oh
If
no.
I'm just
Nah, I was.
but I've never had sex with a woman. I'm still even though I'm still a gold star gay.
Oh, okay, okay. You got your gold star.
Yeah,
All right.
I definitely got my gold star. So
So what if we ain't never dated one? Do we get a golden star plus? Like, how does that work?
maybe you get like Disney Plus. You get like an extra gold star.
An extra gold star, please. I mean, I think I had like one girl. Does it count? Like we dated for like a week in middle school.
So then you still dated one. So no, that doesn't.
It wasn't
count.
for real though.
It don't matter if you say.
Michael,
If you're using the word date, of course we're gay. It's never for real. So
but it was like a week. Okay, if you date somebody for a week, it never counts. Let's be honest.
It's still something. You still tried it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess.
So you lose your gold star plus status. Okay. You're just a gold star.
Well, I wasn't in college dating women.
I didn't say I was in college
or in high school.
Well,
yes. I
said I came out in college, so I wasn't dating women in college.
But okay, but high school. But yeah, Victor. I think the show is gonna go down as one of those, important things to watch, especially for LGBT youth. Overall the show as a whole, if I had to judge all 3 seasons, I think it's a solid show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad the show exists. Like I said, season 2 was my favorite season, and I'm sad to see the show go because I wanted to see another season. And for the sake of like gay shows on television, we don't really have that many. So like it sucks that it got canceled, but like I'm disappointed at how season 3 ended, but I still I still enjoyed these characters, and I would like to have spent more with these characters. But overall, I would say I would give season 3 of Love, Victor. For me, I would say it's, in my ratings, I would call it a breaking even, which means it's like a C.
A C. So you going 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10?
It's like a 6 out of 10.
6-ish, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so what would you give both? So I said I would give this season a breaking even, which is my halfway point. But I would say because my ratings are like movie ratings. So I say like my highest rating is a Blockbuster. Under that is a hit, then breaking even, then a miss, and then a flop. So breaking even is like the middle. It's a C. So I would say the show overall, I would say is a hit, but this season for me is a breaking even. So that's like
somewhere between a breaking even and a miss.
For the show or this season?
For the season.
For this season? Okay.
Yeah.
But what about the show?
For the show, I would agree, hit. Like,
okay. Same. So there you go. Dang, a miss? I didn't think it was that bad.
I said somewhere between.
That's still like
it's like right below breaking even.
No, I get it though. There was a lot to be desired, to want for this season, but it still wasn't like I still like these characters.
Right, I do. I enjoy the characters, but this season wasn't.
You just went full like Keenan and Kel. Who loves orange? So I do. But okay, so like when I was watching the season, it didn't give me that same watchability as season 1 and season 2 where it did. I gotta get to the next part. It kind of felt like not a slog, because I wasn't like I gotta move on.
Yeah, it wasn't a slog.
But it wasn't like I need, like it wasn't as exciting, like oh shit, like no, what happens, like
right.
So yeah, I do feel that. But anyway, so yeah, that's Love, Victor's.
Yeah, and we getting a lot of good TV right now. Like TV is the best it's ever been to me these days. So
yeah, which we could talk about it later. But for those of you, if you haven't seen our Stranger Things live, we're not gonna talk spoilers right here. But I'm like, did you need your little therapy session?
Listen, oh my gosh, I was throwing up and crying. I was like, no.
I was like, do we need if you saw the live, you would know what we're talking about. But yeah, I'm not gonna say what it was. But I was like, we need the consequence.
Oh, Lord,
I was like, do we need to? I was like, I don't have Robbie's number, but I'm like, I might have to send him a message.
I was like, they couldn't have been right. No, they can't. I was screaming at my TV.
But anyway, so let the people know where they can find you.
You guys can find me on TikTok. It's Double Minority, all one word. And then I am on Instagram and what is the other one? Twitter, it's Double Minority with 2 Y's. And then YouTube, I don't really post. I'm trying to get back into posting more on YouTube. I'm working on some stuff this week, but YouTube, it's the Double Minority.
All right. And if you haven't already, please, 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 please hit the like button. It'll really help with the YouTube algorithm and getting this video and channel out there. And tell your friends, families, and neighbors about both Robbie's channel and my channel so we can both continue to grow, so we can make this into a, I don't know if you want to go full-time content creator, but I do.
I do. It's so much work. And I got so much stuff
I mean, everything's work. Like
yeah. And I got so much things I got to take care of around me, but I definitely do someday. A lot of people have faith in me, so I think I could do it.
But yeah, also if you let me know your thoughts on Love Victor season 3, like, share, comment, interact on this video for the all gay rhythm. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already to become one of my Safe Gayven ears.
Yes, make sure y'all do that.
Yes, and with that, we are out.
Bye. See you guys later.
Take care.